We all know that success demands sacrifice. But do we really understand what it means? If we did, then there wouldn't be so many people who quit when things get tough. Success demands sacrifice, not just once or twice, but consistently. Why does success demand so much from us? Well, because it's worth it. The view from the top is absolutely breathtaking, and all the hard work that you put in will seem like a distant memory. Today, I want to share with you a very powerful motivational story about a man who understood this principle better than anyone else. Story that teaches us about the true meaning of success and sacrifice. So let's dive into this story and see what lessons we can learn from it. Once upon a time, in a small village in the foothills of the Himalayas, there lived a young man named Tenzin. Tenzin was a Sherpa, a member of an ethnic group known for their incredible strength and endurance in the mountains. From a young age, Tenzin had a burning desire to climb Mount Everest, the highest peak in the world. For him, climbing Everest wasn't just a goal, it was a calling, something he felt compelled to do. One day, Tenzin's father, who was also a famous Sherpa, told him, "My son, if you truly want to climb Everest, you must first learn to climb smaller mountains. You are not ready yet." Young Tenzin was disappointed, but he knew his father was right. He started training, climbing smaller mountains, learning survival skills, and honing his body and mind. He trained relentlessly, pushing himself to the limit. Years went by, and Tenzin grew into a strong and capable Sherpa, respected by all who knew him. But his dream of climbing Everest never faded. One day, Tenzin gathered his courage and approached his father again. "I am ready now," he said, his voice echoing the determination in his heart. His father looked at him, his eyes filled with pride and worry. Finally, he gave his son the green light, but with a heavy heart. The day had come. As Tenzin prepared for his final ascent of Everest, he knew that this would be the toughest test of his life. On the day of the climb, after saying goodbye to his family and loved ones, Tenzin began his journey. The climb was treacherous, fraught with danger and biting cold. Many climbers had lost their lives attempting this feat, but Tenzin, with his years of preparation and unwavering determination, pressed on. As the days turned into weeks, Tenzin's supplies dwindled and the weather turned against him. Storms raged, winds howled, and temperatures plummeted. But still, Tenzin refused to give up. He pushed through the pain, fatigue, and isolation. Then came the moment of truth. Tenzin stood at the final hurdle, just a few meters from the summit. But exhaustion had taken its toll. He was weak and his vision blurred. Just one more push, he thought, and collapsed. Just when he thought he couldn't go on, he heard a familiar voice. "Tenzin, my son, I am proud of you." Looking up, he saw his father's smiling face. Though he knew his father had passed away years ago. With renewed strength, Tenzin got up and with a final surge of energy, reached the summit. There, under the vast expanse of the sky, Tenzin felt a sense of accomplishment that was beyond anything he had ever imagined. Looking down at the world below him, he realized that the view from the top was truly breathtaking. But his triumph was short-lived. As the sun began its descent, the temperature plummeted, and Tenzin realized he didn't have enough supplies to keep him warm through the night. He knew that if he stayed on the summit, he would freeze to death. But going back down meant facing the terrifying descent in the dark. With no supplies, Tenzin made a heartbreaking decision. He decided to stay put. He curled up as best he could, trying to conserve his energy, and prayed that the morning sun would bring with it the rescue team. Throughout the long and cold night, Tenzin battled against the freezing cold and his own fear. But as the first rays of sunlight touched the snow-covered peak, hope rekindled within him. Soon enough, the sound of a helicopter broke through the stillness, signaling his rescue. Tenzin was found and brought back down the mountain, alive. When the news of Tenzin's feat spread through the village, he was celebrated as a hero. People marveled at his bravery and determination. But Tenzin was far from being a typical hero. In fact, when asked about his experience, Tenzin shared, "I didn't climb Mount Everest for fame or glory. I did it because it was something I had to do. It was my dream, my purpose." This story teaches us several valuable lessons about success and sacrifice. Firstly, it shows that success comes to those who prepare well in advance. Tenzin didn't just wake up one day and decide to climb Everest. He spent years training, learning, and preparing for this challenge. This tells us that if we want to achieve something big, we need to start preparing well in advance. We need to invest time and effort into acquiring the necessary skills and knowledge. Secondly, Tenzin's story highlights the importance of having a clear purpose. Tenzin climbed Everest because it was something he had to do. He had a deep sense of purpose that drove him forward. When he felt like giving up, this purpose kept him going. Similarly, if we want to achieve something great, we need to have a clear purpose. We need to know why we are doing what we are doing and be willing to make sacrifices to achieve it. Another important lesson from this story is the significance of mental toughness. Tenzin faced extreme physical and mental challenges during his climb, but he never lost sight of his goal. He pushed through pain, fatigue, and isolation, demonstrating remarkable mental strength. This tells us that achieving success requires mental toughness. We need to be able to push through difficult times without giving up. Finally, Tenzin's story reminds us that success is not always what it seems. While Tenzin achieved his dream of climbing Everest, he did so at a great cost. He faced freezing temperatures, exhaustion, and the threat of death. This teaches us that success is not always easy or glamorous. There are often sacrifices and challenges that come with it. In conclusion, the story of Tenzin, the Sherpa who climbed Mount Everest, is a powerful tale of success and sacrifice. Tenzin's journey to the top of the world was fraught with danger and hardship, but his unwavering determination and love for his craft led him to victory. Let Tenzin's story inspire you to pursue your dreams with passion and perseverance. Remember that success often lies on the other side of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. Now, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on this story? How does it change your perspective on success and sacrifice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more motivational content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep striving for greatness.